Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're decoding something genuinely incredible, the ultimate blueprint for a meaningful life. By combining psychology, sociology, and longevity research, we can actually take something that feels entirely abstract and ground it in clear, actionable data.
So let's kick things off with a massive question. It's one that every single one of us asks at some point, but very few of us can answer with total clarity. What do you and I genuinely want out of our time here? When you strip away all the daily noise, what's the true core driver of human happiness?
To figure that out, we're going to hit 5 key areas today: the 7 universal dreams, timeless dreams and changing eras, 7 habits for success, 3 core life principles, and finally, the power of daily choices.
All right, diving right into Section 1, the 7 universal dreams and what humanity collectively desires.
Global happiness research shows us that the first 4 of these dreams are deeply personal, and they're really grounded in our immediate well-being. First up, we want strong relationships, living happily with family and trusted friends. Second, we want to maintain lifelong physical health, keeping our physical independence all the way to the very end. Third is financial freedom. And importantly, the data shows this doesn't mean becoming a billionaire, right? It just means having the financial peace of mind to cover life's basics without that crushing everyday anxiety. And fourth, we desire a career that actually feels rewarding, where we utilize our unique abilities to do work that feels useful to society.
Building on that foundation, the final 3 universal dreams really elevate us towards self-actualization. Number 5 is the desire to live freely. We want the freedom to choose our schedules, to live in places we love, and to have total autonomy over our time. Number 6 is continuous growth. Surprisingly, human beings don't just want to take it easy. We find deep, profound happiness in learning new things, creating, and actually tackling hard challenges. And finally, number 7, the innate drive to leave a meaningful legacy or contribution behind.
What's wild is how psychologists have managed to take all 7 of those totally distinct, complex desires and synthesize them into one beautifully shared sentence: live healthy with loved ones, without financial anxiety, growing as yourself, and feeling meaning in life. It transcends culture, it transcends geography, and it just perfectly captures the human condition. Moving on to Section 2, timeless dreams, changing eras. Let's look at how the tools for happiness actually evolve.
So the core human desire, that never changes. But the tools we use to achieve it, they shift dramatically with the times. Look at the immense contrast here. Back in the 1900s, realizing the dream simply meant finding a job just to eat and feed the family. Literally, survival was the tool. Fast forward to the 1950s, and it shifted to securing a home, a car, and a stable career. By the 2000s, the focus moved toward career advancement and travel. Today, in the 2020s, we're heavily focused on time freedom and location-independent work. And projecting forward into the 2030s and beyond, the research suggests our tools for happiness will involve co-creating with artificial intelligence, massively extending our health spans, and maybe even engaging in activities on a global or space-bound scale. The destination is exactly the same, but our vehicle completely changes. Okay, Section 3, 7 habits for success. What are the daily actions you need to actually reach those dreams? Research highlights these first 3 habits as absolute non-negotiables. First, health is your absolute highest return investment. We're talking about the basics here, folks: 7 to 8 hours of sleep, 150 minutes of exercise a week, and a solid diet. Because let's be real, without health, the whole shebang just crumbles. Second, keep learning. School might end, but education sure doesn't. Using books and increasingly AI to expand your knowledge base directly widens your options in life, which, by the way, is exactly what you're doing right now just by tuning into this explainer. Third, build human trust. Now, this isn't about massive networking events. It's about tiny, sincere actions, keeping your promises, explicitly showing gratitude, and being a genuinely good listener. Habit number 4 is all about making your money do the heavy lifting. If you're only working for income, you are fundamentally limited by your time. There are only so many hours in a day, right? But the habit of living below your means and consistently investing, that totally transforms your reality, shifting you from trading hours for dollars to building a sort of money tree that generates true economic freedom. Habits 5 and 6 are a bit more psychological. Habit 5 is to take action. Dreams are reached by starting, not just by knowing stuff. The habit is to start small, test, and improve, rather than waiting in this state of paralysis for the perfect moment. Habit 6 is to boldly clarify your own values. You really have to define what you actually care about. Is it family, freedom, challenge, creation?
so you aren't accidentally living a life dictated by someone else's expectations.
And the seventh and final habit, it boils down to 3 numbers: 5, 10, and 20. Reminding yourself that life is a 5, 10, or 20-year marathon is the exact psychological mechanism that helps you avoid being totally derailed by short-term temptations or temporary failures.
Let's zoom back out for section 4, 3 core life principles to really simplify the journey. Success across a long lifespan isn't random. It acts as a distinct step-by-step cycle. Step 1 is to grow yourself. This is where your health, your learning, and your daily actions live. Taking care of step 1 creates the capacity for step 2, connecting with others. Think about it. When you're healthy and growing, you can actually show up fully for your family, your friends, and society. And having that strong personal and social foundation creates the stability you need to achieve step 3, building the future. This is where you focus on asset formation, establishing true freedom, and leaving a lasting legacy.
Now, the crucial point here, and this is super important, is that these are absolutely not isolated one-and-done steps. They form a continuous cycle. Growing yourself improves your relationships, which gives you the stability to build assets, which then gives you more freedom to grow yourself even further. They constantly feed into each other, compounding your happiness and stability as the decades roll by.
Which brings us to our final section, section 5, the power of daily choices, bringing it all together. Listen, if you take away absolutely anything from this explainer today, please let it be this quote: "Today's small choices shape tomorrow." A deeply meaningful life is very rarely created by massive, dramatic, lightning bolt events. Instead, it's carved out by the invisible weight of your small, daily choices.
It's the mundane stuff, the totally unremarkable things you do every single day. It's prioritizing getting enough sleep tonight. It's doing that regular exercise. It's literally putting your phone down to have a real, focused conversation with a family member. It's taking 10 minutes to learn a new concept. It's automatically investing just a small portion of your paycheck. These actions might seem entirely insignificant in isolation, but when you zoom out, these are the exact building blocks that compound over decades to realize those 7 universal dreams we started with.
So, as we wrap up our journey together and bring this blueprint to a close, I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on. You now have the roadmap, you know the dreams, you understand the habits, and you clearly see the principles at play. Armed with all of this incredible information, what small choice are you going to make today?